All right, Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. Welcome to our Wednesday class, Yalkut Yosef. We are continuing on the topic of Birkat Hamazon. What if someone said, that's what we were speaking about last time. If someone has a doubt, if he said, or if someone needs to repeat because he didn't say Retzevach Litzenu, when does he repeat? And we explained that there was a very fundamental thing that whenever someone is obligated for the meal, then he will have to repeat when he did not say Retzeva Chalitzeni. For example, we said that the first meal, Friday night, and the morning meal, Saturday morning, those are meals that you have to eat bread. Since you have to eat bread, if you forgot Retzeh, you will have to repeat Birkat Hamazon. But Sudah Shlishit, since there's a machloket and Shulchan Aruch brings a few opinions, it's the best to eat bread, but it's not an obligation because you may also have fruits. It's not the best, but you still can do that. Therefore, if you forgot Retzeva Chalitzenu in Sudah Shlishit, you will not have to repeat. I will also mention one topic that came up that Igal asked me after the class, and I think it's worth to fix a mistake that I said here. It's not a practical mistake for halacha, but just the concept. He asked regarding women, are they obligated for Birkat Hamazon or not? So halacha lemaseh, we treat them as if their Birkat Hamazon is only Isur de Rabbanan. But he was right, and this is where I was wrong, to say, Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abayim. He was right to say that Birkat Hamazon for women, according to certain opinions, it is mideoraita. Shulchan Aruch brings both opinions, and according to another opinion, it's from the Rabbanan. The nafkamina is not so. Uh, we're still careful with women, meaning regarding the halacha, if a man has a doubt if he said Birkat Hamazon or not, he will have to repeat. If a woman has a doubt if she said Birkat Hamazon or not, she will not have to repeat. Why will she not have to repeat? Because even though it may be deoraita for her, but it also may be the Rabbanan, since there's a machloket. And if it's the Rabbanan, then she already may have said it. So if she's saying it now, safek, we have here a safek that maybe she's going to repeat Birkat Hamazon even though she's exempt. For a man, since deoraita for sure, even if he may have said it, the halacha is we require him to say it from the Torah. But a woman, if she has a doubt if she said it or not, we're not going to force her to repeat it again. And that's what we were speaking about last week. We said that she should only say it in her heart. There's a difference between halacha and a man and a woman. All right, so that's just something that I needed to fix. By the way, what's the source to say that maybe women are not, maybe women have to say Birkat Hamazon like men or maybe not? So some say that it's quoted from the Pasuk, or the quote in the Birkat Hamazon, "Ve'achalta ve'savata uverachta et Hashem Elokecha." You should eat and then you bless Hashem על הארץ הטובה אשר נתן לך, on the great land that He gave you. Who did Hashem give the land to? The men or the women? It goes by the tribe of the father, the men. And therefore, he who gets the land is he who's supposed to say the beracha and not the woman. That's the opinion that said, therefore, women are exempt from the Torah, from Birkat Hamazon. There's a machloket around it, but I just wanted to clarify that. All right. So what we're going to talk about now is what happens if I forgot to say Ya'aleh v'yavo in Birkat Hamazon. It's Pesach, it's Sukkot, it's Shavuot, it's Rosh Chodesh. What am I supposed to do? Do I need to repeat Birkat Hamazon, or do I not need to repeat it? Anybody know what's the halacha regarding Ya'aleh v'yavo in Birkat Hamazon?
I would think you have to repeat it because if you do it, if you miss it in Shemona Esrei, you repeat it, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. So we're gonna elaborate. Nick, you wanted to say something? No?
I think it depends when, meaning the night, the first night, maybe like Shmona Esrei, maybe it's no.
Okay, so there is something very true about what you're saying as well, so let's get into it. But I want to start first with the foundation. Just like with Retzevach Litzenu, when a person is obligated to eat bread, if he forgot Retzevach Litzenu, he has to repeat. Same thing with the Alev Yavo. When a person is obligated to eat bread and he forgot to say Alev Yavo, then you will have to repeat. Now, the question you need to ask yourself is, when is a man obligated to eat bread in times of Yalev Yavo? And to be honest, there are only 2 times of the year that happens. Anybody know those 2 times that we have to eat bread? Besides Shabbat, I'm talking about.
Pesach,
Pesach, the first night of Pesach, we have to have kazait matzah. So we have to say over there Birkat Hamazon from the Torah. And another similar idea like that is the first night of Sukkot. And Sukkot, you have to have a kazait bread in the sukkah for the first night. The rest of the week of Sukkot, if you don't eat bread, you don't have to eat in the sukkah. Meaning there's not an obligation to eat bread. Only Pesach, ba'erev tochlu matzot, we have to eat matzah on that night. And on the first night of Sukkot, there's the obligation. So in those two cases, if I forgot Ya'aleh V'yavo, I will have to repeat Birkat Hamazon because I'm obligated to eat bread. But in all the other cases, from Rosh Chodesh till whatnot, I don't have to repeat Birkat Hamazon if I missed Ya'aleh V'yavo. Now, you said something interesting. You compared it to Shmoneh Esrei. But there's a difference between the Shmoneh Esrei and Birkat Hamazon because Shmoneh Esrei, we have to say every single day. Birkat Hamazon, you don't have to say. Only when you eat bread, you have to. So it's a little bit, the comparison is a little bit tricky over there. But the right way to see it is just like a Tzevach Litzenu. When I have to eat bread, then if I missed it, I will have to repeat Ya'aleh V'yavo, I have to repeat Tzevach Litzenu. Only Tzevach Litzenu, it's the first 2 meals of Shabbat that I have to eat bread. And Ya'aleh V'yavo, it's the night of Pesach and the night of Sukkot. All right. Same halacha. Oh, go ahead. Yona Baruch
So
haba.
let's say Shabbat Rosh Chodesh.
Mhm.
Um, so let's say you forget Ya'aleh V'yavo. Do you also repeat then?
Ooh, wow. I didn't think about that. Tough question. Chazak Baruch. I want to answer from my gut, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to take responsibility. Let me check that. Use that as homework for next week, Be'ezrat Hashem. Let's see. Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll try to give an answer for that. All right. So now we're going to continue regarding what happens if I remembered in the middle. I forgot Ya'aleh V'yavo, but now I'm remembering. So remember last week when we learned what happens in Retzevach Litzenu, I said Uvnei Yerushalayim, and then I said, oh my God, I forgot Retzevach Litzenu. So we allowed certain points where you could fix it. Same idea with Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh has a fix-up bracha. It goes like this. ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן ימים טובים לעמו ישראל, לששון ולשמחה. את יום חג, let's say, המצות, או את יום חג הסוכות, או whatever it is, ברוך אתה השם, מקדש ישראל והזמנים. So that's a fix-up for Ya'aleh V'yavo. In Retzevach Litzenu, I'm reminding you, we had a fix-up that went like this. How did that language go? I'm not finding it right now. But if you look in your Sidurim, right after Retzevach Litzenu, the Bonei Yerushalayim, it says it over there. Here, ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן שבתות ומנוחה לעמו ישראל באהבה, לאות ולברית, ברוך אתה השם מקדש השבת. So we have two brachot that are made for someone that already said ובני ירושלים, and now he remembers, oh my God, I forgot Ya'aleh V'yavo, I forgot Retzeh. He has an option of fixing it over there so that he doesn't have to go all the way back to Birkat Hamazon and say it from the beginning. So it's the same rules as Retzeh. There are a few points where you could fix it. If you already said Bonei Yerushalayim, or if you just said Baruch Ata Hashem, you could finish Lamdeni Chukecha, which is a pasuk, and then fix it over there, just like we said last week. Now, what happens if we're in a meal? This happens a lot on Shabbat. You're sitting in Suda Shlishit, and now they invited a speaker, Baruch Hashem, he began and he didn't finish. Half an hour after Shabbat, we're still in Suda Shlishit. Now they say Zimmun. It's already Motzei Shabbat. So in Motzei Shabbat, do we say Retzevach Litzenu and Birkat Hamazon? Giacomo, Baruch Haba.
Thank you, my dear.
This is the question, Giacomo. We're sitting in Suda Shlishit, we're eating bread, and
Yes.
now we're eating. The guy is speaking, saying Divrei Torah. Already Shabbat finished half an hour ago, and now we say Birkat Hamazon.
You have to add Retzeh.
I say Retzeh, יפה מאוד, חזק וברוך. That's the halacha. Halacha למעשה is we go according to when it began, even though it could be 3 hours after Shabbat. You began the meal in Shabbat, חזק וברוך. You will have to say, Retzevach Alitzenu. Giacomo, you come back, you jump right in like as if you never left. Baruch Hashem. חזק וברוך.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm excited. We're starting a new topic, and this is very important, the dinim of Zimun. When we have 3 people or 10 people, we're going to see soon what is all the halachot of Birkat Hamazon when you have more than one person or more than 2 people actually saying it. Very important. So the halacha says, Shlosha she'achlu ke'echad. 3 that ate like one. What does it mean that they ate like one? It can be that one guy is sitting on the table eating bread, and he already finished eating, but he's still sitting. And then another guy walks in, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, you're sitting? Let me sit next to you. And he brings a piece of bread. They can't do a zimun. They didn't eat together. You have to be eating together. So that's the idea. So shlosha she'achlu ke'echad, 3 that ate like one person, they make a zimun. The zimun is with 3. And soon we'll see also, if you do it with 10, you also add nevarech elokenu she'achalnu mishelo. So I was looking it up, just what's the idea behind this Zimun? The Mishnah says that's the halacha right now. You have to do Zimun when you're three people or more. But the idea is to glorify Hashem's name as much as you can. So when you're alone, you're on your own. But once you're three, already there's a certain importance to that. So those three already glorify Hashem's name by doing it together. So you call each other out. You say, Rabotai nevarech, according to the Ashkenazim or Sephardim. You say to your friends, nevarech, let's bless she'achalnu mishelo, because we ate from his. Once we're a group, we're showing more important to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when it's already a group of 10, nevarech Elokeinu she'achalnu mishelo. And in fact, Chazal bring also more cases where there are 10,000, 100,000, but halakha l'maaseh, the bracha doesn't change. We never have more than the situation. Even though in the wedding you could say, hey, we have 100, maybe we add another thing besides Elokeinu. Halakha l'maaseh, we stick to this, either 3 or 10.
Ziv, sorry, quick
Oh,
question.
yes.
Why we don't consider two as
You're saying
more
what?
than one? Because usually we learn always in the Gemarot and everything that two is equivalent to.
Nachon, I looked it up. I didn't find an answer, but maybe I'll look it up again, which means what makes 3 more important than 2? According to the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, there's Shechina with 10, with 5, with 3, with 2, and even with 1. That the
Yeah.
Mishnah brings that. So according to this, maybe even if you're more than one, maybe even one person, according to this Katzeh Zimun. What's happening here exactly with 3? But that's the Lashon of the Mishnah. I have to look in the Mefarshim to see why specifically from 3 and 10 did it get that important. I don't know, maybe 3 is like a Beddin has to have 3 judges to give a judgment, so maybe that's already important. Maybe, I don't know. I have to look into that, man. I also have
Sorry. I always give you homework. Sorry.
yeah, now I have homework from Nick and you. I love the homework, believe me, it's the best part. Bezat Hashem. חכמים say, מכל מלמדיי השכלתי, from all of my teachers I have learned, ומתלמידיי יותר מכולם. And those that I teach, whatever, we're learning together here, I'm not really teaching, but מתלמידיי יותר מכולם. You learn the most when you're learning from the people that you're giving them the message, because that sharpens you. That's the idea. Bezat Hashem. So hopefully we'll get answers to that. So now what happens if 3 people are sitting and eating, but one of them knew that he's in a rush and he has to go. So what did he do? He took the Birkat Hamazon, he started benching, and now he's about to go, and they tell him, hey, wait, we're 2 people. Come be our third one. You ate with us. Say Birkat Hamazon with us. Can he do Zimun with them? Or do we say no? Since he already benched, he cannot do the Zimun. What do you think?
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. Okay, well, that was straight. So the halacha is like this. שניים שלא בירכו יכולים לצרפו לזימון. Those, if there are 2 that still didn't do the ברכת המזון, they could add the third person into ברכת המזון, and then they are exempt. However, the third guy that answered their ברכת המזון, no. He did them a favor, but we can't say, oh, you did a zimun with 3. In Shamayim, when they give out the gold coins for the people that did the zimun, those 2 get it. He missed out because he did Birkat Hamazon with him. I'm sorry, just one second. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to ask Grandma. Okay, I'm in the middle of a shoe. Okay, so what did I want to say? Now, what will you do practically, right? If you're 2 people and you know that they're relying on you and you have to go before them, this happens to me a lot as well. I have to go. I know that I don't want to miss the zimun. Or on Shabbat, you're sitting on a meal. People are still eating. They have a few hours on the table. Someone is waiting for you. You have to go. Don't give up the zimun. You could do something very simple. You could say, guys, I'm going to do the zimun right now. Answer me and keep eating. I'm going to do the zimun and leave. It counts as if we all did a zimun. You can keep on eating. The fact that you said zimun, Baruch she'achal mushilo, doesn't mean you have to say Birkat Hamazon at that moment. You answered the zimun. We fulfilled the idea of 3 or 10, and then you go. So if you're alone, you could say, guys, please answer me and continue eating. Nevarech she'achalnu. You go. Everybody gets to win like that. All right. Now, this is also common. You're sitting in Kanisa or yeshiva boys. They're sitting in yeshiva, and they have many tables of 6 people or 8 people. The table is not for 10 people. So a table of 6 over here, a table of 6 over there, and you have a full room of these tables. Can they do zimun ba'asara? Is it considered like they're 10 people, or it's only the people on your table? Because the halakha says, shlosha she'achlu ke'echad, 3 that ate like 1. So Nick is nodding with their head, and rightly
Yes.
so. Exactly. Halacha l'maaseh is if you are eating at the same time, even if it's on different tables, it's considered like you ate as one, and you could do the zimun be'asara. Now, interesting halacha that the Yalkut Yosef brings. Someone ate isur. He says, listen, I'm eating pig right now. I know it's not allowed, or I'm eating a cheeseburger, but you know what? That's hard for me, but at least I want to say a bracha. Can I say a bracha? Can I say a motzi? Can I say Birkat Hamazon? What do we tell him? Can he or can he not? What do you think?
No.
No saying bracha nisul. Very good. Step number one. So now let's go up a step. What if this person is eating that because it has some sort of healing powers? Today, Rabbi Chaim in the morning class was mentioning a certain honey that is, it's called Dvash Malkot. It's a special honey. It costs like $120 an ounce. I don't know, something very, very expensive. And it's there as a healing method. It's basically not kosher. On that topic of honey that's made from the queen beans, there's a machloket whether it's considered kosher or not. But let's say take something everybody agrees is not kosher, some sort of milk of a certain animal, that you're not allowed to eat it. But he's eating it for refuah. It's there to make him feel better. Mutarlo. He's now allowed to have this because it's there to heal him. If he is allowed to eat it, do we tell him, can you say a beracha or not? What do you think about that?
But he's not having it as a meal, he's having it as a medicine.
Oh, okay. Um, okay, but still, very good. So you make a point. When do you say a bracha? Halacha is that we don't only say a bracha if we're exempt from bracha if it's medicine. If it has flavor or if it satiates you, it fills you up, then it gets a bracha. Even if a person eats a piece of gum, he's not even swallowing anything, but it put a flavor in his mouth.
Yeah, but he doesn't say bracha achrona. He doesn't say Birkat Hamazon, and
Of course not. That's gone. I'm saying, but this person now, they gave him a sandwich that inside there's cheese and the cheese ingredient. Okay, well, put Birkat Hamazon on the side. This, first of all, we're just discussing the halacha of whether saying a bracha, Birkat Hamazon, or even
okay.
the concept of saying a bracha on something that's not kosher. So the halacha is, that, as you said, even if he is a chole, but not a chole, of course, everybody agrees, but even if he's a chole, someone that's sick, but he's eating something that's not kosher, he's allowed. We're not saying he's not allowed. However, we do not tell him to say a beracha. You don't say a beracha on something that's not kosher. You're allowed, okay. If someone chas v'chalila is sick, go ahead. But there's no bracha on something that is not kosher. So this happened also in the Holocaust or in times that were difficult for Am Yisrael, and they found leftovers of meat and they were starving and they ate it. Okay, they don't say the bracha. They're allowed to, pikuach nefesh, whatever it is, but the bracha will not be said.
If
Now,
I may say something,
bechavod,
in Iran, I came in late, sorry.
bechavod,
Actually,
ol
I'm in
tocha.
Givat Shmuel. Right now, I'm in Israel right now, Baruch Hashem.
Okay, so we switched, you and I. Okay.
Yeah. In Iran, in Mashhad, they used to eat horse milk for somebody who was weak and stuff like that for medicinal purposes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Horse milk. So
Not
it was famous. They have Mashhadis, they have pictures with
there you
horses
go.
that they milked and they drank. And yeah,
So,
it was famous back then.
so if it's for someone that is sick, it would be mutar. But
Mutar.
as we said, no beracha. No beracha, even though it's mutar. We don't say a bracha on something that is not kasher. All right. Now, what is the requirement to have a zimun with 10 people? Obviously, if one guy ate bread and 9 people are sitting with him and didn't touch bread, there's no zimun. So what is the point where it's okay to say it with 10? Do we need 10 to eat bread? Halacha says, if 7 of them had bread, and 3 ate a kazait, but not of bread. They had an apple, they had some sort of a drink or food, then it would be sufficient as long as all 10 had something that is worthy of a beracha achrona, borei nefashot, ala michya, and 7 of them have bread. Then now, why don't we say 6? 6 is also a majority. What made it 7? Halacha says it has to be a majority that is visible. Rov nikar, that's what it's called. And a visible majority is already 70%, not 60%. That's the requirement.
Ziv,
Yes.
how about if of that seven there was a few that had mezonot?
Okay, so if they had a amount of mezonot that is a kazait already requires them that is considered like they're part of the meal. So they didn't say hamotzi. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. So then you could do it. It's okay. It's okay that they didn't have bread, right? They have to have just a kazait of some sort. That's what says. We're going to see soon that there's a discussion, even if it's a drink. Is that okay or not, or water? But
Ziv, so I have a question. So sometimes I see at a party or dinner or something, they try to get 10 people to say Birkat Hamazon. So if at least seven of them didn't have a kazait or something to eat, it's not okay. If like seven of those people had nothing to eat, they just need a quorum.
this is a problem. This happens a lot in Sheva Berachot.
Sheva Barachot, I was going to say, yeah, exactly.
Berachot, everybody wants to do the Birkat Hamazon, the fancy Birkat
Email, you've got it there, so that could be
and
all.
everything.
Sorry for everything.
And then what happens?
It's been like this since Monday, unfortunately.
There's a lot of noise here. It's people want to do Birkat Hamazon, but no one ate bread today. Everybody's having sushi. No one wants to do a motzi. No one wants to. So yeah, you're doing Birkat Hamazon. That happened to me also. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, it's not so. It's not so pashut to have these Shel B'chol things. So a smart person has to be careful to get around it. Either do zimun with three. At least if you have when it's three people, then if you have two people that ate bread. If it's 10, you need seven. If seven did not eat bread, there's no zimun ba'asara. So the whole idea of Nevarech Elokeinu she'achalnu is already out of the picture. Yeah. But even those that are not part of the bread eating, they have to be part of the sitting down and eating something. So, for example, where I have Sudash Lishit in Israel sometimes, we're like 15 people. A lot of people, they don't, I don't know, they just say they don't want to take part of the Sudash Lishit. So we eat, and people off the bat say, okay, we're more than 10. No, if people on this table didn't eat a kazait, we can't even count them as the three did not eat bread. We need seven that ate bread, but the other three also something. So that's the requirement. Now, regarding three, so as I said earlier, you need two that ate bread. There's a machloket when it's three, if the third one also has to eat bread, or would mezonot or even a drink would be sufficient. Just not water. Water is not considered something of substance that someone had, and he could join a zimun with that. So the Yalkut Yosef says, lekatchila, when it's three people, give the third guy to eat something, even if it's not bread, but something so that he is part of the group of eating, meaning not just a cup of Coke or a cup of orange juice. Better to avoid the safek and to have a food, not a liquid. But if he only just drank something besides water at the end of the day, still he would be allowed to join, right? He didn't specify, but I'm assuming that the way he had the drink is not a tiny sip. Because if you have a tiny sip, you're not obligated for a bracha chona. When do you have, when you're obligated to say a bracha chona when you drink? If you have a revi'it is about 3 ounces. And not slowly, right? If you're drinking, let's say, hot tea or alcohol, it's very rare that you'll have a bracha chona on that because you take small sips. Unless, I don't know, maybe you're European and you're drinking beer and you chow it down. I've seen these guys go crazy. But generally, if you're drinking it slowly, there's no bracha chona. But drink sweet drink, water, or whatever it is, then you have a amount that is sufficient, a revi'it, which is 3 ounces within a second and a half, 2.5 seconds, something like that, with no break, then it gets a bracha chona. So even if you're going to have the third person join, and you want him to take part of the meal so that you could say zimun, have him drink, I don't know, half a plastic cup, something like that, 3 ounces, so that he can join the zimun. Now, what happens if I didn't eat any bread, but I walk into a room and the people are saying Birkat Hamazon? So the guy says, Nevarech she'achalnu mishelo, and everybody answers Baruch she'achalnu mishelo. But I can't answer like that because Ani lo achalti mishelo. I didn't eat. Baruch she'achalnu, bless him that I just ate from his. I didn't eat. So do I not answer anything? I sit on the side. Everybody's praising Hashem. I'm not going to say. So the Chazal made us also something that we could say to be part of the zimun, even though we didn't eat anything. We're not making it 10 or 3, but we're answering to participate. What do we answer? Baruch umvorach shemot tamid leolam va'et. He brings a Rashi Tevot. Yalkut Yosef says that the initials is Boshet Lo. Bet Vav Shin Taf is Boshet, and Lo for him. A shame for him. I don't know. It came like a siman that has some sort of understanding to it. It's a shame for you. Maybe shame on me that I didn't join the meal. I don't know whatever it is, but this is how you remember. Boshet, this is Baruch. Baruch umvorach shemo tamid. That's Boshet leolam va'et. Lamed Vav. Boshet lo. So if you're ever in a situation, remember Boshet lo, Baruch Shemo Vach Tamid Olam Va'et, and you can join and say that. right? And even if there are 10 people saying it, so you could say, Baruch Elokenu umvorach shemo tamid leolam va'ed. But participate. Don't hear people praising Hashem and stand on the side because you didn't eat. You're already there. Obviously, you have to join in some sort of matter. Now, another interesting case, we have a few more minutes. If two already finished eating and they said, Havlan v'navrich lemakai lakadisha, and they did mayim achronim, all right? And now the third guy walks in. He says, listen, wait, I wanna join the Zimmun here. Wait 1 second, you still didn't say nevarech she'achalnu mishelo. I'll do netilah, I'll eat bread, and I'll join you. What did we learn? A person like that cannot join. These two people already in their mindset are done eating. Their meal is finished. They already did mayim achonim. They said havlan v'navrich. Since their mindset is outside of the meal, now that he's eating, it's not like he's joining them while they're eating in the meal. They're done. And therefore, he cannot be a third person that could join their zimun. What about a katan, a little boy? We're two guys, 25 years old, and there's a young boy, 7, 10 years old. Can he join our zimun? He also ate with us.
Yes, if he understands what's going on.
What does he need to understand exactly? Chazak u'Baruch.
Shema Israel.
Shema Israel. Okay, that's one opinion. But what is the halachic requirement? The halachic requirement is that I guess it makes sense that whoever can reach Shema Israel is there. But the halachic requirement is that he understands who we are benching to, who we are saying the beracha to. You ask him who is God. Oh, God. When we're saying a beracha to Hashem, He created the world. If he has that understanding, yodea lemi mevarchim. He knows who are we blessing to, then he could join us. But if he just knows how to repeat what you're saying, but he doesn't get what's going on, usually it's about 6, 7 years old. That's what the Chachamim say. Katan, from the age of 6, he usually understands, and he could join the 3 or the 10. So for 3, we could only have 1 katan. How many katanim can we add to a 10? Also 1. Even if you're 9 grown-ups or 8 grown-ups that all ate bread and 2 kids that ate bread, they cannot join. You need to have 9. Children in a zimun, only up to 1. Now something very relevant. I think we're probably going to finish with this. I'm at a wedding, and there is a Sheva Brachot at the end of the wedding with Birkat HaMazon. That's very common. That's how it's usually done. Now, halacha is, you should know this is a very difficult halacha, that if I am eating with a group of people, then I cannot leave without saying zimun with them. So when you go to a wedding, if you washed and ate bread, you are there stuck until the end of the Sheva Brachot. Now, sometimes it's at 1 o'clock at night. You already want to go. What do we do? How do we get out of this, right? So there's a way to get out of it. Because, again, as I said, if you're eating with a group, even though you're not on the same table with them, you're eating with them. So if you ate bread, you have to join the global zimun. So the way of getting out of it, Rab Mordechai Eliyahu, I think, brings this as well, is in your mind, when you're washing or you're eating bread at a wedding, say, I'm not including myself with everyone. The kavanah is enough to get you out of it. If you in your mind hold, no, I'm not, there may be 10 people here. I'm on my own from the beginning, then you're exempt. You don't have to wait until the Sheva Brachot ends. But if you forgot to do that, it's a little bit tricky now to get up and leave. If you ate bread, try to find a solution. I don't know, maybe get 10 people at least around your table that you could do the zimun with, and the rest will do it with the wedding at the end. But once you obligated yourself for a 10, which is, the highest level of zimun, you can't get out of it, or even 3. But if you sat down with them, you have to join them for the zimun. So as I said, we have a few ways out. We have the way out of having in mind that I'm not with them, or you can get up and says, guys, I have to go, but let me get 10 people to answer my Birkat HaMazon. You answer me. It's as if we all did zimun with 10 people. Now I'm leaving. You keep on eating, and whenever you want, you can say Birkat HaMazon.
Wait, Ziv, sorry. In this last case, these people, they have to do Zimun again after? No, right?
No, they already did a zimun. That's it.
The
Finished.
Zimun, they just do the Birkat HaMazon.
Yes. Very practical. All right, רבותיי, תזכו למצוות, חזק וברוך,
Thank you, Chazak
all the
Baruch.
best. Bye.
Chazak Baruch, thank you.
Bye, Zip. Thank you.